Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jeff. Real quick, I'm just going to be going over what we're going to be doing in Detour on the 29th, which is this upcoming Sunday. Before we get started, I just need everybody, if you could text me your name and your email. My phone number is right here, 314-974-8064. That'd be great. This is for Planning Center. I just am working on getting Planning Center set up for Detour to use for scheduling, which we'll get into more later. And then I have two other quick things to talk about real quick. When we get into detour at 10:30 to 11, I would like to request that we are finished with our breakfast. I'm okay with coffees. If you guys want to have a coffee or water or soda in your hand while you're interacting with the kids, that's totally fine. But I just don't want the leaders just to be sitting down eating donuts or eating breakfast during that time. You really have enough time to eat breakfast either during first service or right after first service before you get to detour. But that time is really just meant for leaders to interact and build relationship with students. That's just what I really have been praying a lot about lately, is just building relationships with our leaders to our students, because that's going to be so key in their walk with God. In their young lives right now. We are fifth and sixth grade, so that relationships is going to be a huge key to that. And then the other thing is I need to make sure that we have at least two people on iPads. There's been like 40 to 50 kids, which is amazing in Detour lately, but that means check-in is going to take a while. And so at all times from that 10:30 to 11, we really need two people on the iPads at all times. If you have to use the restroom or anything, make sure you hand the iPad off to a different leader and say, hey, I need to go use the restroom. I need to go do this. Can you please do check-in for me? Just if we can have any two leaders, it doesn't matter who they are, just on check-in. And then all my other leaders, like I said, I'm okay with like a coffee in the hand or something, but make sure you're interacting with the students and building those relationships. So those are all my announcements. And now we're going to get into what we're going to be talking about this Sunday. So we have right here is our game. So what we're going to be doing for our game is basically just building puzzles. And so each group, I ordered 4 different puzzles. So each small group is going to get a puzzle, but they're only going to get the pieces. They're not going to get the box with the picture. So they don't know what they're going to be building while they're building it. So they basically just have to be building this picture and be working on something that they just don't know what the outcome is going to be, but they're going to have to trust that it's actually something that's going to be cool and put together, which you might see where I'm going with this. It's kind of like our relationship with God, where we can't really see the end picture. We don't really know why we're having conversations with people other than because it'll help a relationship with God. But then looking back on situations in our life, we see, wow, God really used that for his glory. And so that's really how it relates into our Bible story. So that's the game we're going to be playing. It should take about 15 to 20 minutes. They're 100-piece puzzles. So leaders are going to have to help your kids. And then after 10 minutes of them building that puzzle, then we're going to give them the box so they can finish their puzzles. Hopefully, if they don't finish the puzzles, not a big deal. It's really just for that picture that in life we don't really see the end picture when certain circumstances are happening. And so, like when they're building pieces, we can't see the end picture, but it's still going to turn out to something beautiful when it is in the midst of God, because he is powerful and almighty and amazing. Next, that goes into our Bible story. Once again, we're finishing up Joseph this week in week 5 of September. September has flown by. Learning about Joseph's story more in depth has been awesome. And so really just is finishing up with Joseph's forgiveness for his brothers. And so once again, God's plan, it's messy for Joseph. He's in jail. He gets sold to slaves. He gets thrown in a pit. And the time, it's like the puzzle. You can't see the end picture, but now we're going to finish it off in Genesis 42 and 45. So if once again this week, I just really encourage you guys to read through Genesis 42 through 45. It'll only take a few minutes to really understand the story. Our memory verse is trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. And then our life app, once again, is trust. It's our last week with trust, putting your confidence in someone you can depend on. Key question, same thing is when have you had to trust God? And our basic truth is I can trust God no matter what. And that leads us real quick into our discussion questions. They're right here. Right now, I can encourage you to take a screenshot of these so you can review them over the next few days to really know what we're going to be talking about with your students. There's only 5 questions, so just be praying about these questions and over these questions and for your students. And if I could just leave you with one last thing, is just be praying. Not only be praying for your students, but just make sure that your prayer life is going good with God and that you can really totally invest in yourself, so you can totally invest in your relationship with these students, because their relationships with you mean so much to them and their families. And so I really appreciate you guys. Detour would not be possible without you guys. You guys are doing more stuff than you could ever imagine. So once again, just real quick, just be praying for this week, and I cannot wait to see you guys on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.